All right, let's do it to it. Why isn't it changed? There we go. Hello, everyone. Soul Commodore back at you again. Welcome on in. Some things to take care of right off the bat. Gage, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, everybody. If you don't know who I am Soul Commodore. I am an artist sometimes, and I have to refresh my camera. But in the meantime, welcome on in. If you need to go take a bathroom break or go get some food, or you just need a break from a screen, please feel free to do so. There's no shame in that. Just thank you for coming on in. Refresh device. There we go. Now it's reconnected. Yo, Edison, welcome on in. Good to have you back. And hello, hello, Gage. Hello, Mio. Welcome on in. Chatbot Brian, hello. Nat, hello. Redria, good to see you. But yeah. Oh, Basil Sage Grass as well. Welcome on in. Hopefully y'all had a good time over at Gage's. Gage, what were you working on? Hopefully your stream went well. But yeah, so I'm just showing this for posterity's sake because this is what we did last time. Oh, before I even continue, happy Juneteenth, everybody. We don't really. Oh, you're doing a turnaround for Zeus. Nice, nice, very cool. We don't really celebrate Juneteenth in Canada. It's more of an American holiday, but happy Juneteenth. I mean, it's very important to me because, you know, being of African descent, Juneteenth is very important to me. We just don't celebrate it here in Canada. But happy Juneteenth to everybody. And for anybody watching who may not know what Juneteenth is, it's a day to commemorate the end of slavery in the U.S., in which Major General Granger enforced on June 19th, 1865, at the end of the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas. Now, a lot of people think that Texas was the last state to have to free the slaves, but that's not true. Delaware and I think Virginia, but don't quote me on that. Let me get the actual state right. Kentucky and Delaware in December of 1865 were the last slaves freed. So it wasn't Texas, but Juneteenth is commemorated because that's when Major General Gordon Granger ordered the Emancipation Proclamation to be basically followed in Texas. So it's a very good holiday. I wish it had been recognized ages ago. Same. Oh, and you made a poster for the charity. Very cool. Well, as always, feel free to share anything that you want to share. Happy to take a look at it. But yeah, with all that being said, the last time we were together, we worked on this piece. It is now complete. Posted on all my socials, and I haven't posted on my website yet because for some reason I couldn't actually get the editing software to work. But that's all right. But this is the piece we did last time. But today we are starting with a brand new blank piece of paper. As a Canadian, you had never heard of Juneteenth before? That's fair. Yeah, it's not really taught in our schools or anything. Let me repair my colors. I put his hands on backwards once and had to fix the sketch. Fair. Also, today you might notice that the camera quality is a little bit better, and that's because I finally got the OBS camera app to work. Finally. So we're actually, instead of using the internet with a Video Ninja, we're actually using the app on my phone, so it's a lot clearer. So we are going to be sketching out 3, possibly 4 figures today. We'll decide later. But for now, There's three for sure that I'm doing. I've got the main figure that's going to have their face obscured. Um, a figure that's going to go at the edge of the paper here, and there's going to be a figure beside this figure, but I haven't decided if it's going to be the male figure, the female figure, or both of them beside. That I haven't figured out yet. So, but we can't really do anything until we start sketching. So why don't we do that? As a bisexual, both. Fair. It's gonna come down to the amount of space that I have, because I do still want a fair amount of like white space in between them, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I gotta pull up my the first figure we're gonna be doing, which is gonna be this figure over on this edge. So I think too, what I'm gonna do is map out the heights that I want everybody at. Yeah. And the figure over here is gonna come up to about there. Let's go. All right. Hopefully y'all have had a good week so far. On this Thursday. The first time I heard this song was on a video for an Alvin Zhu video on YouTube, where he was doing like a 150-hour cake. A cake that I want to try and bake one day. But the trouble is, the cake is like, it's a very, very chocolatey cake, and my wife is not a huge fan of chocolate, so I could just bake it for myself. But it's too much cake for just me to eat. So that's why I've been reticent on trying to bake it myself, because, you know, if I'm baking something, I want it to be something that both of us can enjoy, you know, not just me. I don't know if you all remember, if you're still around from back in the day, when my wife went on a dragon boat, went to like the Club Crew World Championships in Sarasota a couple years ago. It was the same time that I did my charity stream, my 12-hour charity stream. But I was up here, she was in Sarasota, I was up here by myself. Maybe if she goes on another trip like that, because it'll just be me, maybe I'll do it then. Maybe that's when I'll bake it. I'll bake like a half batch and like just make it for myself. But I don't foresee any trip like that happening anytime soon for her. Much to mine and hers delight, because imagine this, I like being around my wife. Hey, all right, let's take a look. And I know you've said it before, but it's cool if I show this on stream. The nose, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I like, that's funny. That I like the way you did that. All right, let me go over to the. That's, oh no, that was right. Whoops. There we go. Very, very cool. I like that. I like me a good pose thing. There's an official name for it that I think you said earlier, but it's escaping my mind. The pose reference. These no's though, that's really funny. Very nice. Very nice. I like that a lot. Well done. Also, this look. So devious. Very devious. The no thing started with the Rayburn turnaround, and everyone thought it was great. So now I'm just gonna keep doing it. Good, good. You should. All right, let's check out the charity poster, the Pride Craft. Ooh, look at that. Your character here smooching. Raffle prizes, identity beach ball stickers. Nice, nice, nice. That's a great idea, actually. Putting the pride flag colors on beach balls. That's a really good idea. Hey, Reezy, thank you for the work, Lurk. I'm just going to type out the Lurk song. And of course, I'm going to sing it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the Lurk, Reezy. You did the stickers and the smooch? Nice, nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Well done. Well done. And for a good cause, too. Very good cause. And the zine cover, true, true. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, Gage. It's great stuff. I always like seeing your work. Always. The one annoying thing about this app right now is, for whatever reason, and I'll worry about it later, but for now I'm just gonna keep it. But for whatever reason, it I have to run iTunes at the same time. Otherwise, like, it doesn't pick up the fact that my phone is plugged in. But if iTunes recognizes my phone, then all of a sudden the app works. I don't get it. But if that's the price I have to pay, that I have to run iTunes while I'm doing stream, that's fine. The music isn't coming off of iTunes, but iTunes is just running. But hey, I'm not going to complain. And of course, you are very deserving of the kind words. So, fun fact, all of these figures that we're doing for this particular piece, I took all of these pictures, all the reference photos, during a trip with my wife and her family to the zoo. And all the animals are very cool. But I was like, ooh, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to get some more reference photos. Because, not that I was running out, but I've got a lot of reference photos. But I was kind of running out. Of the most interesting ones, at least. We got the hat going here. Right now I'm just filling in the shadow, the darkest shadow on the hat, as you do. Because if I do it now, it means I don't have to try and fill it in later. you know. There we go. And now we'll fill in the bill. Which comes off that way. Start on the figure himself. Let's see, what other exciting things are going on? Not too much, if I'm being honest. It was running late, or running a giveaway via cookie submissions, and I won. Oh, well, congratulations. That's fun. So what cookie did you submit? Love me a good cookie. And personally, my favorite cookie is a chocolate chip cookie, which might be pretty basic of me, but I don't care. This is here. Edison gets a year of Clip Studio and a whole bunch of cool stuff to use with it, like brushes. Oh, a mixing bowl mashup cookie. Nice, nice. Also, that's a cool prize. That's a great prize. Was base chocolate chip with sprinkles and chocolate coated. Woo! Nice. That's great. Well, congratulations. Much congratulations. Not to mention all the free stuff on the free materials you can get from CSP's material store. Ah, fair, fair. After this, I'm going to check it all out. Ooh, the winning cookie. Let me see. Ah, fair. Nice. Nice. Is it a crappy cookie because I didn't have my drawing tablet yet? Hey, dude, that's all right. That's all right. I don't think it's that crappy. I mean, it won, right? Very nice. Exactly. The cookie quality doesn't matter. The heart does. And that looks like it would be delicious. Especially because I'm a fan of sprinkles myself. Well done, Edison. Now, we're in a bit of a, I'm not going to say a pickle here, but I do think I might have not cut off this dude's face enough. but I'm not sure. Unless I can just kind of... Hey, no worries. No worries. You're welcome. Always welcome. I think we might be all right. So I can just do this. Just make him have his head turned just a little bit more than... This is also going to mark our second drawing in a row where one of the figures has glasses. Does that mean anything? Not at all. But I think it's an interesting tidbit. Let's do the rest of this collar, shall we? Now that I've kind of fixed that. Because now that means I don't have to like reposition the whole thing. Which would have been a pain. Having to shift everything over. Doesn't have to be perfect because, again, we're just kind of in the sketching stage. But would have been a little bit annoying to have to do that all over again. But we don't have to, so it's all good. Oh no, your workplace said you can't look at the cookie. Oh no. So let's see, this shoulder goes down to about there and then dips. Meanwhile, this one, the seam on the shoulder goes from here to here. Much like Red Deer, this isn't exactly exact. Just more going on vibes. Getting the general basic shape. Soul vibes, best vibes? Well, thank you. I'm not sure if that's true, but I appreciate it. Oh, so I took a little, not a break, just, there was other stuff I was doing. But you'll all be happy to know. Well, I don't know if you'll be happy to know, but that little Commodore's writing project that I'm doing, I am now up to 14,500 words. So it's coming along. It's coming along. Once again, who's going to read this thing? I don't know. Oh, did I not? You know what, Gage? I'm just gonna pin this one because I forgot to set the pin. That's my bad. Thank you. Yeah, if y'all want to join the Discord, I mean, I'm gonna try and be more active on it, but this is where I put all my work, like works in progress. When we finish a pick, that's where I put them. You'll find links to all of the playlists on YouTube, um, both art and gaming. Also, just a general chat. There's a pet tax. Eventually, we'll be doing some music stuff and some more gaming stuff on there. Um, Maybe I might mess around and do like a listening party for the at least one section of the Commodore's song countdown. One of these days. No telling what we'll do. Right now, I'm just gonna fill in some more shadow. Oh, Gage, you know how I was the last stream I was telling the story about how my dad picked out that the one figure was my younger brother. So I sent the finished picture to my family's group chat, like me, my dad, my siblings, right? So everyone was saying how what they thought about the piece, and then my younger brother came into the chat with a wait a minute, and then posted that gif of Leo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he like points. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad you recognized yourself. So I guess it ended up being a pretty good likeness. All right. Now we got another shadow here. This piece is gonna have like a lot of weird shadows in it, I feel. It was a very sunny day when we went to the zoo. So. This sleeve has to come up a little higher. That's what I thought. me in real life, except it was actually him in real life? Yeah. Exactly. No, it felt pretty good. Now we're not putting down every single shadow and every single like thing. We're just kind of roughing them in. I'm not trying to be overly exact because that's where the blending stump will come in later. There we go. Now we'll work on Buddy's arm. Buddy. I don't know who this guy is. I'm sure he's a good person, but I don't know him, so I can't really call him Buddy. Everyone can be a friend, so sure, he's your buddy. Fair. Fair. I'll accept it. Again, the wrinkles on this shirt are quite interesting. That's one thing I have to say, and I don't fault anyone for it. But it's one thing that did not happen to me in the wake of COVID and the geopolitical spectrum. A lot of people, I would say very rightly so, got pretty cynical about other people. I'm not quite there yet. I mean, maybe my perspective is skewed a little bit because I live in Canada, but I mean, that probably plays into it a bit, but I think I'm more cynical of institutions than I am of people in general. And I mean that seems kind of silly because people build those systems, but I hope people understand what I mean. Those institutions. I like how I said that I wasn't trying to be super exact with these shadows, and then here I am, taking forever. Now there are a bunch of like little shadows and creases and everything in the shirt. I'm not gonna bother putting a lot of those in now. Um, those I can just put in with the blending stump or the actual like charcoal pencil once we get to that point. I just realized I never finished dude's ear. Should probably do that. Okay. There we go. All right, let's zoom back out. All right. Now we got to do this side. I'm so glad I got this app back. It's so nice to have a picture that's not blurry. You were a good company, blurry or not. Well, thank you. Thank you, Gage. I appreciate that. Oh, and right about where that collar is, comes down a bit. have this middle piece that creates its own shadow. Yeah, we went to the zoo for celebrate Mother's Day. We went the day before Mother's Day because it was going to be less busy. And then, yeah, we did this for Mother's Day, and then for Father's Day and this is for my wife's mom, my mother-in-law. And then for my father-in-law, again, we went to that street festival that had all the music and food and all that. Which is really good. It was funny. Everyone was kind of deciding what they wanted to eat, and then they asked me what I wanted to eat. And it was like, I wasn't even like particularly hungry for like food. I just wanted ice cream. And one of the businesses that was still open that day happened to be an ice cream place that I had been meaning to check out for ages. Basically, ever since I had moved up this way, and I just hadn't found the time to go yet. And I did. Went and got some ice cream, and it was a very good decision. Yeah, it was. Both these days were very good days. My in-laws really enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it too, but I mean, really, the days were about them. And then for my dad, yeah, for Father's Day, we went down the week before to hang out with him and my sister. My older brother and younger brother, I couldn't get a. Well, my older brother was working. My younger brother, I couldn't get a hold of him. Um, so I didn't get to hang out with. We didn't get to hang out with them, but uh, yeah, I went down the week before Father's Day because it's also the week before my dad's and my sister's birthdays because they're the same day. So it was a nice visit, very nice visit. Ice cream is a fantastic decision, but you said zoo, so now I want a corn dog. That's the most American thing I've said all week. Fair. Fair. I haven't had a corn dog in ages. My wife bought some pogos, I think like months ago. But those were for her. She had free run of those. I was good. Never been a huge fan of corn dogs, but if I'm gonna have a corn dog, it's gonna be like a fresh one, not a pogo. But she enjoyed it. She seemed to have enjoyed it, which is all that counts at the end of the day. Means it was a good purchase. So that kind of links up there. And then this is all kind of shadow in here. There's a decent chance that corn dogs are gluten free, so I get weirdly excited about them like a child. Hey, that makes perfect sense to me. If you have dietary restrictions, 100%. I mean, even if you don't, if you just happen to like corn dogs, I totally understand. But yeah, the gluten free angle too, that definitely makes sense. Why you'd get excited about that. Okay. I think we're pretty good on this figure here. A food? A food I can have? A food for me? Fair. Very fair. Like I don't have any dietary restrictions, so you know, I can't like 100%. I can relate to the feeling of finding something that you can have, but like weirdly it's not tied to like food. It's like when I first like got on an inhaler where I could actually like run. It's like, oh my goodness, I can breathe. I can actually do this physical activity. All right, and then the pants down here will just be okay. So that's one figure done. I'm gonna extend this guy's beard down a bit. You were so devoted in your marriage. It's freaking awesome. How long you been married now, if you don't mind me asking? I just got engaged last year. Well, congratulations on the engagement. We have been married just under 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years next month, actually. So actually, we're just like a 2 weeks shy. Uh-oh. Don't start glitching like that now. Air for me? Exactly. All right. Now, should we work on the next figure that's going to be beside this guy, or should we work over here? I think I'm leaning toward doing the figure beside. And given the room that we have, I think I'm only going to be able to, for what I want in terms of the negative space, I think we're only going to be able to fit 3 figures in here, the one over here and 2 over here. So, oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you have an awesome anniversary. So, thank you. I think we will. I think we will. We didn't take the actual day of our anniversary off of work because it just didn't kind of shake down with the days that we could take off of work. But we're gonna take like an extended because it's kind of in the middle of the week, so we're just gonna take a long weekend instead of just like one day in the middle of the week. All right. So now the question is, are we going to do the female figure or the male figure? Honestly, given the composition and given the title that I want to give this thing, I'm leaning toward the male figure. Well, actually, it's kind of an ambiguous figure now that I look at it, because the figure's wearing a hoodie. So I think we'll do that figure. Yeah, I'll save the female figure for another drawing. Maybe the one after. Yeah. Thank you, Gage. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, like I said, I want the height of this figure to be about here. So I guess what better place than to start with the top of the head, huh? just want to take a look at something. Bear with me, I'm just going to my website real quick because I want to look at something. No, it's fine. Well, kind of a running theme that I'm thinking about, what I'm kind of debating in my head is because I was gonna go with the hooded figure, but every single other picture that I've done for The Quiet Part Out Loud so far has been of people that I know, right? Like there's at least one person that I know in each piece. If I go with the hooded figure, and then the figure I have over here, although I can always change this figure, something else. But as it stands, the three figures that I am going to use, like they're all strangers, right? No one would know that, but I would know it. So it's like that's what I'm kind of wrestling with. Is I'm definitely going to do the hooded figure here, but maybe I can fit someone else here before this figure over here. Or I can have this figure, the face is still able to be abstracted, but maybe they're off the frame a little bit more to allow some more white space. I don't know. The figure, and then we'll go from there. We'll figure it out. Because I can always just sub out this figure as well for someone that I know that's facing the camera. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Also, because I want to try and keep it kind of equal in terms of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. Decisions. Always choices to make. It would help if I pulled the reference image back up. There we go. Now this one has some shadows going across the back and everything that are from like overhead wires. I'm not going to include those because it doesn't really do anything for the figure other than just kind of detract. Doesn't make for a more compelling image or anything like that, so I'm not going to include them. Kind of the nice thing about also like some of these shadows too are of like tree leaves and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take those out too. They don't really need to be there. They don't add anything interesting to the image. Really. It would just be people being left with like, whoa, where's that shadow coming from? I don't see a tree or any power lines, so I'm not going to worry about it. Soul gotta have his negative space. I do have to have my negative space. Very important. Very important. It's going to be kind of the calling card of this particular series of drawings. Is the negative space. Yeah, that shadow on the shoulder there is all. Is that the tree? Yeah, that's a tree. That's a tree shadow, a branch or something like that. So we don't gotta worry about it. It was weird. I was watching this guy who does like fitness stuff on YouTube. I really like his stuff because he's very big on if you're gonna do fitness stuff, like do stuff that you enjoy. Um, he's not like a fitness influencer, which is nice. Um, anyway, he was talking in one of the videos about his wedding, and he was talking about like the speech he made, and it made me realize that I didn't really do a wedding speech. Like I thanked everyone for coming and thanked like all the people who helped out and all that and all that, but it was right before the little dance that I did for my wife and me and the groomsmen did for our respective significant others, and we lined up my wife and all the bridesmaids and everyone else who's watching too, and did a dance to shake your body down to the ground. Um, but I just kind of rushed through the thank yous and all that. Like I didn't have a prepared speech. I was just speaking off the top of my head, so that we could get to the dance. Um, and watching that guy's speech, I was like, oh, should I have actually like written out a speech? But at the end of the day, like our wedding. I loved our wedding. Um, I think it was perfect the way it was. So I guess I didn't have to do a speech, but it's those things that you worry about sometimes, even if in retrospect. Adorable. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't even really remember what I said. I know I got choked up at one point, um, as short as it was, but dance greater than speech 100% of the time. Well, I'm glad you think so. Dinner time for me, so I got to lurk. Sing to me, please. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you for the raid again, Gage, and thank you for sharing your work with us. Hope you enjoy your dinner. I hope it's tasty, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming on in and sharing your community with us. Won't be getting married for 2 or 3 years because we're putting all of our money into building a house on our property. Ooh, that's smart. That's the way to go. Yeah, gives me lots of time to figure out a wedding. True, true. A house is way more important than a party. Agreed. So that's a great idea. Take it easy. Take it easy. Love yous. But yeah, that is a good idea, Edison. We actually did all right with ours. Our wedding wasn't too expensive on the whole. We lucked out with some things. Like for instance, just to give one figure, like the hall we rented out was only $900, and they knew it was for a wedding too. But I think part of it is we did it in my old hometown, which is a smaller town, so you don't get a whole lot of big city pricing there. But yeah, we're thinking after we build it, we'll just have it on our property. That's smart. That's a good idea. Never mind. Roommate is hanging with friends. It's time to eat at my desk. Hey, there you go. You got a free song. Perfect. I probably told this story, but my main thing for the wedding was I wanted to make sure everyone was having a good time because at the end of the day, I was marrying my wife. I was marrying the love of my life, regardless. So that was set in stone. I just wanted to make sure people had a good time. Um, Now that being said, um, I knew it was set in stone. I knew, we were getting married, but there was still part of me that was like nervous about it. So uh, I'll never forget my brother-in-law. We were sitting in the basement of the church, and I'm just kind of sitting there, like all the other groomsmen are talking and all that, right? They're all talking, and then my brother-in-law comes over, and my younger brother's standing next to me. Um, I hear my older brother on the piano upstairs. He's starting to play, um, and I'm just like looking at the clock. And my brother-in-law comes over and he's like, "So, how you feeling?" And all I said was 7 minutes, because it was 7 minutes before the wedding was set to start. Um, and it was like, I'm nervous. I want to get this over with, like, because I know she's gonna say yes. I know because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't gonna be a yes. Um, but I'm still very nervous. So I want to get it started. Once the wedding starts, then I'll be less nervous. But right now I'm nervous. And we had already done the first look and all that kind of stuff, so it was all good. It was all fine. But just my brain was like, oh man. And then of course we got upstairs. I walked to the front, like I walked my dad to his seat. Um, you know, and then everything started, and we were good. Oh, we were nervous about my wedding. That's what we were nervous about. Basically, my brother-in-law, we were in the basement of the church with all the groomsmen, and my brother-in-law came up to me and he's like, uh, "So, how you feeling?" And all I could say was 7 minutes because it was 7 minutes before the ceremony, and I just wanted the ceremony to start because as soon as the ceremony started, um, I wouldn't be nervous anymore. So I just wanted it to start, but it wasn't starting for another 7 minutes. So that's how I was feeling. And we had done the first look and everything and all that. So it was all going according to plan. We had already had some lunch. Tell us your engagement story again too. I adore your two's chill love story. Hope I won't be too nervous, but I definitely will. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's you're supposed to feel a little bit nervous, I think. Um, so engagement story. Basically, I got the ring. I got the engagement ring, and it's just a silicone ring because my wife is a dragon boater and a very active person, and she always said that she does not want a uh, super expensive ring because it'll just get lost or broken or something, right? So I got her an engraved uh, silicone ring. It was engraved with like birds and trees on it, um, and it had like an inscription on the inside that was kind of like lasered on, um, that said "I love you to bits" because that's the thing that I say, right, to her. Um, so so I got it in the mail, and I was planning on proposing on our anniversary, on our fifth anniversary. I got the ring 2 days before, and I realized that I was not going to be able to sit on this ring for 2 days. So I got it in the middle of the day. I was still working, like we were working from home. I was still working, um, and I was just like excited and nervous. It's like, how am I going to hide this for 2 days? Um, and she had a dragon boat meeting of some kind that evening. So I went to the store, um, under the guises of like I needed to go pick up something. What I went to go pick up was a card, a blank card, um, and I sat in the parking lot of the mall, writing in this card instructions for my wife to follow, um, because I was going to propose that night. I told my family. I texted them. I was like, "Hey, it's happening tonight," because I can't wait on this. Uh, I texted two of our friends, the ones who live downstairs. I texted them like, "Hey, you guys busy tonight? You want to film something for me and help me out?" So they were free, thankfully. Uh, so they came over to the house. Uh, I was waiting there while my wife was in this meeting, right? And I wrote out instructions of what she was supposed to do. She was supposed to open the card, uh, read the first instruction, which was to go outside, where she would meet our friends, and then our friends would escort her to a nearby park near our house, um, where there's a Dragon Boat Festival there every single year. So, and keep in mind, this is February. It's February, right? That's important. So, uh, you hid the ring for 3 months before you proposed. Well, kudos to you. I don't think I would have been able to do that. Well, clearly I wouldn't have been able to do that. Uh, so, um, I get home, I slide the card under the door without going in, and I had my friends wait in the vestibule, and then I went around the corner to wait outside at the park. And 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, and I'm like, oh, her meeting should have been done by now. It was not. They were just talking, um, which was totally fine, but it was chilly. It was chilly. It was very chilly. Like I had a winter coat on, and I was still like, man, it's cold out here, but it was worth it. And then, sure enough, I get a text that they're on their way. Um, so my wife, one of the instructions was to bring the card with her, right? Um, so I at the they come, I say hi to her. She's beaming. Um, I got her by the hands, and I'm reading the rest of this card, and it ended with like step five or whatever. Um, and I knelt down and said, "Will you marry me?" And she said yes. So I put the took her gloves off, put the ring on, and the ring was the wrong size. It was way too big for her finger. I measured and everything. I think they just sent me the wrong size, which was okay because I I explained that and they sent me another ring in a different size because they had like a warranty thing. So it was totally fine. They sent me a ring in her size afterwards, um, and that one fit perfectly. But that night, like I did text one of my friends who had been married already. It's like, hey, uh, if say your husband had gotten you a ring that didn't fit, um, what would you hold that against him? And she was like, absolutely not. And then she was like, in fact, like it didn't fit correctly. Like we had to go get it resized. I was like, okay, good, good. But yeah, that's our engagement story. Totally like seat of my pants just on a whim because I was not going to be able to wait. And thankfully, my wife said yes. It's the best thing anyone's ever said to me. Hey, zombie food, welcome on in. I was just telling the story of my engagement back in well, it would have been 2023. Yeah. How are you? Good to see you. I only know her secondhand, but she's pretty rad. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's my boy's pretty cool. I like her a lot. I love her, in fact. You good? Oh, that's good. That's good. You've been writing a lot this month. Hey, you and me both. uh, that's good. That's good. What are you writing? Hey, Edison. Well, thank you for coming on in. It's a pleasure. Thank you for asking me to share these stories. And yeah, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. But thanks for hanging out. Always good to see you. And congrats on the engagement again. I'm entering a competition for undiscovered writers. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I like that. Is there a deadline or anything? The horror is the first 2,000 words of a horror novel. Ooh, very interesting. A UK competition. Ah, July 25th. That's so cool. That's so cool. A horror novel too. Like that's awesome. You don't have to reveal anything if you don't want to, but do you have a general premise or any particular direction you're taking it? One of my buddies is a horror writer. He's super chill. You'd never know. He writes about sentient houses. Yo, a sentient house is actually like that. I love seeing movies and reading stories about like sentient houses. It's gonna be set between Birmingham, UK, and London in the 1980s and 90s. Vampire book with a twist. Ooh, very cool. I like that. So you've got more than a you've got more planned than just the 2,000 words. Then it sounds like. Yeah, Shirley Jackson's Hill House. There is a line in Hill House that it's the scene where she like pulls up to the house. The main character pulls up to the house, and she sees the house for the first time. Um, and the way that she describes it is just one sentence. Um, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up because I love that line. How visceral it is without saying a whole lot. Um, see if I can find that line. Ah, I can't find the line. But it's something like the house was foul or something like that. Um, and it might be my favorite line in the book. It just that reading that line before anything had even happened filled me with so much dread. Like it was like, oh man. I have a general outline, but I'm going to stop at 2,000 words because I'm working on another novel and shorter stuff for competitions. It'll get queued if I don't make the short list. Ah, fair, fair. That's a practical way to go about it. Ah, Glass House by Paul Jessup. Cool. I like the cover. I like the cover. All right, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Gage. My favorite thing about Hill House is when she's thinking back to whose hand she was holding. Right? That also. That also. Hill House also has one of my favorite final lines. Let me see if I can find that. All right, spoilers if you haven't read this story, but I don't think this spoils too much. But Hill House itself, not sane, stood against its hills, holding darkness within. It had stood so for 80 years and might stand for 80 more. Within, its walls continued upright, bricks met neatly, floors were firm, and doors were sensibly shut. Silence lay steadily against the wood and stone of Hill House, and whatever walked there, walked alone. What a fantastic way to end the book. Man. Yeah, she was holding no one's hand is so creepy, yeah. Having several projects going is a good way to keep from getting bored. Agreed. Agreed. Ah, man. But yeah, best of luck, Zombie Food. Like that's really awesome. I hope that you win it. All right. Let me get this reference photo back up. I also really like Shirley Jackson's short story, The Lottery. It's terrifying for a very different reason. I have to be careful because I'll make good progress and then get the ADHD, too many ideas, and start something new. And I'd like to finish something. That's also fair. Yes, indeed. I definitely know some creatives who can relate to that. Same. I got a novel that's unfinished right now that roommate reminded me about just this week, and I was like, oh yeah, man, a bunch of writers in here. Very cool. What's that novel about, if you don't mind me asking? I found that going to an evening writing classes is helping a lot, and being in a writers group. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, that can definitely help. Being with like-minded individuals. Oh, well, just gonna fill in this pocket here, or at least fill in the space where this pocket goes. like so. And the rest of this is kind of shrouded in shadow. It's about a couple of idiots falling in love with a fantasy backdrop. They're under the thumb of these four brothers who are all wizards, and there's a dragon. Gotta have a dragon. But yeah, revolution, love, a dragon, etc. Nice, nice. We all love a dragon? Yeah. That sounds cool. Very nice. And we're all the creative bunch up in here. Not that I should have expected anything different, but all right, there we go. 2 figures down. And unfortunately, I think that's going to do it for today because I need to go on a run with my wife. But a bunch of it is up on my pillow fort, but like content warning, fair. Yeah, so we just have to fill in this last figure here. And once again, I'll make the decision on whether I'm going to keep the figure I've already picked out or if we're going to do something different. But with that, thank you everyone for coming on in. Really great to see all y'all. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for lurking if you're lurking. Really appreciate seeing all y'all. Gage, thank you again for the raid. Very much appreciated. Speaking of, let's go see. I'm going to have to raid and run, so hopefully there's someone that we all know and love that I can just raid and run real quick. Because I don't like raiding and running strangers. But, let's see. Yeah, it's always good to see you too. Based is on. Ah, true, yeah. I think we'll probably raid Base Windu. Especially because he says happy June 13th as well. Or Juneteenth. Not June 13th. Yeah, let's raid Based Windu. I have other targets, but I don't think you know any of them. Fair. Well, feel free to drop me their names, like I'll go check them out, and then we can raid them another time. If they happen to be on. That's true. He's a good target for today. Yeah. First, I'm going to mute this tab so that none of his chatting or anything. Yeah, support our dear friends. Exactly. Cool. Thank you. All right, let me start this raid there. So yeah, we're gonna go say hi to Base Windu. So next stream for us, the next time we're gonna be working on this will be next Monday. So feel free to tune in for that. It'll be at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And as far as we might play some Undertale on Sunday, Sunday morning. We'll see. Honestly, the Sunday streams are kind of like if I'm awake. And if I feel up to it, because sometimes I just like to relax, but I'll try to do Sunday streams more often like I used to. But yeah, as far as this goes, we're going to be doing this next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully you'll enjoy the VOD in the meantime, and you can enjoy all my other stuff over on YouTube. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming on in again. Happy June 13th. I almost said June 13th again. Happy Juneteenth again. And hopefully we'll catch you all next time. And if I don't see you, have a lovely rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you next time. All right. Take it easy, everyone.